Hello everyone. In this video lecture, I am going to explain about the third program of Data Structures Laboratory. The program is about designing, developing and implementing a menu-driven program in C for the following operations on stack of integers. The operations are like this: push an element onto the stack, pop an element from the stack, demonstrate how stack can be used to check palindrome, demonstrate overflow and underflow situations on stack, display the status of stack and exit. All these functions we need to use in the program what we are going to implement. Okay. We have to support the program with appropriate functions for each of the above operations. Let's see what is stack. Stack is a linear data structure. It follows a particular order in which the operations are performed. That means here, if this is a stack, here the push operation and pop operations are done from the same end. Okay, stack is a linear structure where the push and pop operations are done from the same end. So order may be LIFO or FILO. What do you mean by LIFO? So if you have entered the element, that is last element entered are the first one to be removed, and the first element that are entered are the last one to be removed. Because you can see here, this is something like stack, and you can't take off any element from the middle. So to delete this element, you have to delete the previous three elements. Okay. So what are the operations we are going to perform? The push, pop and peek. Push and pop operations are we are going to implement in the program. Peek we are not going to implement, but you should know what is peek. Push is a function is used to insert new elements into the stack one by one. Similarly, pop is a function used to remove an element from the stack one after the other. So, whereas peek, it is going to return the topmost element from the stack. Suppose here there is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So, based on peek, it is going to return 60, because 60 is the topest element. Let's see how to create a stack. Whenever you are creating a stack, first of all you need to know that you need to declare a top variable, and that has to be initialized with -1, because time being it says that you have not yet created any stack. Create a stack of maximum size with name. So creating a stack of, it's like you are allocating a memory of fixed size. Okay, that so there is no guarantee that you are going to use all the elements, because stack, when you say creating a stack, it's like it is nothing but creating an array of max size. So I will give a name called stack, and first I am going to insert how many elements here? 4 elements I am going to insert. That is 4 is the maximum size in this case. So when I say 4 is the maximum size, what will be the location? 0, 1, 2 and 3. And top, as I said, it is not at pointing to any particular array location or stack locations, because as time being it is empty. So you can remember that when a stack is empty, top has to be -1. So top equal to -1 is also, we can say that it's an indication of empty stack. Next we'll see how to push an item. So as I said, initially top need to be -1. Okay, stack is -1. So that means what's the indication in this case? It says that stack is an empty. Okay. So remember, in case of pushing an item, if suppose you have reached the maximum size of the stack, then it should give you an overflow condition. That also we need to check. Okay, once the, see here in this case I have allocated 4 location. 4 is the maximum size. If you try to add the 5th element, it should tell me it's an overflow. No more elements are allowed to add. So first, when I try to insert, increment the top should become 0 and enter the first element at the 0th location. Okay. Next what I will do, I will increment again top becomes 1 and then increment the second element. Okay. And after that I will again increment the top location because I want to tell where exactly I want to add. I want to add the location to stack of top. Stack of top, it will become 70. That is element I am going to insert at stack of top, that is stack of 2 is 70. Similarly, I will increment the top and then I will insert the next element and that is going to give me 23. So now if I try to insert, we need to, the checking of is full condition you have to do always for the overflow condition. Now again if I add, it should tell us that it is overflow. You can't add more elements into the stack as you have reached the maximum limit. Next, let's see how to pop an item. So you know that these are the contents have been added. Now your top is pointing to the topmost element and what I should do, I should first delete this element, that is stack of top I have to delete and after that I have to decrement the top. So once I delete the element 23, top should get decremented. Okay, top should become 2. Now again I will delete this element, stack of top element I will delete and then I should decrement top. Again stack of top I am going to delete and after that top should get decremented. Next again 50 will be deleted and top should get decremented. And now if I try to delete, it should tell me that it's underflow. That means no more elements present in the stack, or you can tell that stack is empty. So you can't add. So in this case, while popping an element, you should check for is empty condition. Okay, check for is empty condition. How do you check for is empty condition? If the top is equal to -1, then it says that stack is empty. These are some real life examples: stack of cafeteria trays, stack of coins, stack of shoe boxes, the stack of neatly folded shirts, and the books, and then the stones, okay, and these are the coins. These are real life example. Let's see implementation standard problems. Okay, standard problems based on stacks are infix to postfix conversion using stack, all conversions, prefix to infix, prefix to postfix, postfix to prefix, all these conversion, and arithmetic expression evaluation, evaluation of postfix expression, and also most important, Tower of Hanoi problem can also be implemented using stack. Let's see the program. First, as usual, C program contains hash include stdio.h and which is necessary to include scanf and printer function. And I will define the maximum size for an array, that is here in my case I will take just 5. Okay. Then I will declare stack. How do it's the same as array declaration, because stack is nothing but an array. So you have to declare this stack of max. So here range number 5 is stored in the max variable. That's why I am using here max. Then I am using one more variable called item. What's the meaning of item? Item is that item which it's going to read the item which I am going to insert into the stack. and after that necessary variables I am going to declare, and most important, I need top equal to -1, that you have to pre-declare. So remember, all these are the global variables. When I say global variable, it is outside all the functions. So all functions can directly make use of it. Okay. So any updation has been done to these variables will also be get affected to all the functions that are using. Okay. Now I will write the push function. Push function I will call the array, because this array is a stack here. Okay, I have to, and stack is of type int, because I am going to store all integer variables, integer values, and then the item which I am going to store into the stack. Stack for push, you need to tell where you are going to insert your item. Okay, that is to the location stack. Next, as I said, in case of push, you should always check whether the stack is filled or whether the stack has reached the maximum size. That is why top equal to maximum -1. Moment if it is top becomes max -1, stack is overflow condition information, you should send it to the user. After that, stack plus top, which is equal to item. That is, in case the stack is not full, then you can insert the item into the stack of plus top. What do you mean by stack of plus? This is, see, earlier it becomes top -1. So what does this pre-increment plus is? First you increment the top, and after that assign item into the stack of top. So that means what happens? Okay, if no, insert item to the stack. So this is same as top equal to top +1, that is increment the top variable, then insert item into the stack of top location. Let's see, that is -1 become top 0, and you insert the item into the stack. Similarly, top becomes 1, insert the next item, next to the next item. When top becomes 3, add 40. When top becomes 4, add 50. Moment, if you try to insert one more item, where it will go? Because top has reached max -1, it will tell you stack is overflow. Now we'll see the pop function. Pop function looks like this, and here you need to have a stack from which you are going to delete an item. Okay. First of all, integer num. What do you mean by integer num? Because this will hold the deleted element. So when see, once the top is updated, then you will not have the control over the deleted element. That's why you need one variable which will store the deleted element, which will hold the deleted element. It holds the deleted number. Okay. And as I said while I was explaining the pop, top equal to -1 is necessary to check, because it says it is nothing but checking for stack is empty. So when top equal to -1, stack is underflow. Next, else what you are going to do? If stack is not empty, then you have to store the deleted element and decrement top minus. That is, stack of top minus means what? Which is equal to, first num equal to stack of top. Suppose right now top is here, so stack of top is 50. 50 gets stored in the number, and then top is location 4. Top should become 3. See, all these are locations, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the location, these are the element. Okay, don't get confused. So these are the location and these are the element. Okay, so num equal to stack of top minus which is equal to num equal to stack of top top equal to top minus 1. Popped element. See, this is I said, once you decrement top, you will not get the deleted elements control. That's why you need to store that in number and use it later. So if you're feeling confused with this, you can replace this and run this program. Popped element will be number. That is about the pop function. Once you have popped, you can return the number. Okay, if it is necessary. Otherwise, you can make it void, because since you have specifying popped element here itself, there is no need to return anything. You can make this as void, and then don't return anything, just return blank. Okay, let's see how the pop is going to work again. So initially top is 4, this is the location, so I am going to delete 50 now. Then what happens with the top? When I delete stack of top should get decremented to top minus 1, so top becomes 3. Now what is the next time deleting element? Deleted element, stack of top contains 40, num equal to 40, okay, top equal to top minus 1. So earlier deleted is 40, now 40, okay. Next top becomes 2, I will delete 30 this time, top of the element is 30. Then top becomes 1, okay, 20, top becomes 0, right. Pop element was 20. Now if I again apply pop function, pop element will be 10. Next, if I try to delete, stack is underflow. Okay, because it has reached the top has reached to minus 1. So this is about the pop. Next we'll see the palindrome function. Okay, this is about the palindrome. How I'm going to apply the operations. See, my aim here is to check these element 10 and 10, then I am going to check 20 and 20, then I am going to check 30. So it's like you are folding the stack properly into folding the stack into half, and both the sides need to be same. That is, one side has to be a reflection of other. If I fold at location 2 properly in the middle, then what? 1 and 3 should be the position 1 and 3 elements need to be same. Position 0 and 4 element need to be same. That means this and this need to be same, this and this need to be same. However, this is the middle element. Okay. How I am going to check that? That I am going to check this way. That is, top of 0 and top of 4 need to be checked, top of 1 and top 3 need to be checked, and then top of 2. So how do I do that? 0, 4 minus 0, and 1. This has to be 4 minus 1. Okay, correct it. Stack of 4 minus 1. Next again, stack of 2 is compared with stack of 4 minus 2. So that's why this is the condition you are going to check. How many times you are going to check this way? If stack of I equal to stack of top 5. That is, if the top is 4, exactly see how many times you are going to match. 1 time, 2 time and 3 time. Isn't it? Yes. So you are going to, this is your palindrome function, and for that the input will be, input parameter is stack. How many times you are going to check? For I equal to I less than top by 2. Okay, what do you mean by I less than top by 2? 4 by 2 is 2. 0, 1, 2, that is 3 times you are going to compare. Okay, 3 times you are going to compare with this. So every time, every comparison I am incrementing the count so that I can check with this top by 2. So count minus 1, if it is equal to top by 2, then because count minus count will be 3, one time comparison, second time comparison, and there are 3 times you are going to compare. So that is why 3 minus 1 is 2, top by 2 will be 4 by 2. So that's why here you are decrementing by 1 and comparing with this. If so, stack contents are palindrome, else stack contents are not palindrome. Okay, this is about the palindrome. Next, the display. Display is how you are going to display the content of the stack. You always display the content from the last topmost element first. Okay. So that's why if the top is minus 1, that means stack is empty, there is nothing to display. Else the stack contents are, if there are contents, then you display one after the other. So when I say printf stack contents are something like this gets printed in the output screen. So first I will print 50, next I will print 40, next 30, next 20, that is top should go from 4 to 0. Next 10. So that's why print percentage d, this percentage in the stack of 5. So I should vary from top to 0. I should vary from top to 0. I greater than equal to 0 and I minus minus, because you are going downwards. That's why I minus minus. Okay. So this is about the display function. I have closed the display function. The brackets are properly need to be closed. Okay. And the function also properly need to be closed. Otherwise you will get a lots of error. Next, let's see the main function. It's again a menu driven program. That's why menu need to have. So first I am going to include the first option as push. Next is pop. Then palindrome. After that display. And fifth one is exit. And then I am asking the choice. Which option you want to. That means what's the meaning of that? That is whether you want to do which option or which is your choice. Whether it's push, whether it's pop or etc. etc. So when if I give a choice as 1, push. So push function will be called and corresponding operations will be performed. So because of these statement, I am going to get the output something like this. Okay. And if I enter a choice, see this is also going to print enter your choice, that I will display later. Once you enter, how do you enter a choice? This will just print enter your choice, but it will not read from the keyboard. That's why you need scanf function, scanf %d ampersand ch. Ch is the variable to hold the choice. Next you will use a switch case. So enter element to be pushed, scanf, then push stack comma item, break. Okay. So this is just a case 1. Okay, because in the case 1 you need to tell even the element to be pushed, and push stack commit and then break. This is how enter your choice, enter element to be pushed. So this gets printed if you take option of 1. Then correspondingly after entering first one element, see every time for entering for each element to enter, each one element to enter, you have to call once the push function. So push function is going to enter only one element at a time. So that's why stack contents are 10. Again if you enter push, again you want to push an element, one more element, then again you have to ask for a enter a choice 1. So similarly call case 2. Case 2 will be pop of stack, and here I have used not if suppose if you are making pop as suppose if you are making pop as void, then no need to initialize with this. Okay. Then break, case 3 palindrome, case 4 display function, case 5 is going to return. So default, no end of execution. Okay, this is the end of switch. After that checking for ch not equal to 0, that is choice is not entered less than 6 or not. If it is equal to 6, it comes out. Okay, then output. Let's see the output now. I am here going to explain the compilation of the stack program. Here I have used TDM GCC compiler, and then before running the program, I will show you the changes I have made in the program. That is, start to open the editor, start stack.c. So this will open the editor. Here what I have done is, in the pop function, earlier it was int, I made it void because the purpose is I don't want to return anything to the other function from the pop. So that's why this became void, and this I made it void, and here instead of return num, I'm not returning anything, that is return and semicolon. And once you have made the changes, earlier in the main function, in the case 2, there was item equal to pop of stack, which was now item equal to pop of stack. Item equal to was deleted as I am not returning anything from the main pop function. That is why this is sufficient to run the program. So these are the changes I have made in the program. After that, I will save it. Once after that, I will, after making the changes, I will compile the program, because whenever you make any changes, even a small changes, if it needs to be applicable in your output, then you have to compile it. So compile that and store the output. If your compilation is successful, then output gets stored in the stack file. This is stack is an executable file, and let me run that. Start stack. So 1, enter your choice 1, push. So now I will enter the first element to be pushed, because every time only one element you can push onto the stack. So that's why first I will enter 24. Next I will enter 67. So let me display, the option here is to display is 4. So for 24 and 67. So now I will pop the element. For that, choice is 2. So topmost element from the stack gets removed. That is 67 here, 2. After deleting, after applying one more time pop operation, it will delete even 24. Okay. And now if I apply again pop, it will tell you stack is underflow, means stack is empty. Now let me insert the element so that I can show you the stack overflow. Enter your choice, that is 10. Next I will enter one more element, 20. So maximum elements I can insert into the stack is 5, because the stack max size in my program is 5. Next is 30. After that 20. Then one more time I will enter 10. So now I will display the stack. So 10, 20, 30, 20 and 10. Now if you look at this, okay, what happens, the middle element is 30, and it's both the sides having the that is both the sides, one side is a reflection of the other side. So here 20, here also 20. If you fold this, it's a one element is, it can overlap, isn't it? Both the elements are same in the either side of the 30. So it's 20, here also 20, here 10 and 10. So this is nothing but a palindrome kind of elements. So that's why I will check in the I will check by applying the third option. So stack contents are palindrome, it tells stack contents are palindrome. If I try to push one more element into that 60, it will tell stack is overflow, because already 5 locations are occupied. We can't enter some more elements into that. So this is about the stack operation. Now if you try to enter 5, it will exit from the output. So again you have gone back to the main prompt. So this is about the stack operations.